Hello, my name's Mel, welcome to my world, and if you're new to my channel, I'm currently turning this Mercedes Sprinter into an off-grid, go anywhere, sleep absolutely anywhere, camper van. And today I'm going to be insulating the floor. And to do that, I'm going to use sheets of polystyrene. Now, I got these sheets yesterday. Usually I would do this in Wicks's car park because they've got loads of room. But I went to Wicks's yesterday with all my tools, all but a marker pen, because my marker pen was dried out over the summer. And lo and behold, they don't sell marker pens, so I've ended up coming back here to do it. This is actually the next day. Right, that aside, here's a little tip for you. When you first get your van, your prospective camper van, one of the things you really want to do straight away is soak these in oil. Most vans have got these, they're tied down, so they go in the floor with tying down pallets and stuff. And these can be a real pain to get out. So one of the first things you want to do is actually cover these in oil, like WD-40 or any other releasing oil for that matter, and give it a good week or two to soak before you try and lift the floor up, because you're going to need to get these out. And that's exactly what I did with this van. I think I had it about 3 days and I started putting WD-40 on these bolts, and sure enough they come out really easy, all but one. And the one that didn't come out was because the captive nut in the floor was actually spinning for some reason, so I had to cut it off. But anyway, it's done, they're all out now. So I'm going to need to lift that floor, check for rust, treat the rust, lay the polystyrene and some batons. I'll put some batons in there as well just to give it a bit of support, to stop the polystyrene getting crushed too much, especially around the edges where you get in and out. Need a baton or two around there. And yeah, it's as simple as that really. It's not really a major task, it's quite simple to do. And what I'll do, I'll lay the polystyrene out on the floor, and then get my original flooring, put it on top of the polystyrene, mark it out with a marker pen, cut it out, put it in the van, and then yeah, it's easy. Anyway, enough of that, let's get on with it. So as you can see, I've taken all the flooring up, and I'm really surprised there's hardly any rust whatsoever. Well, there's a little bit, and it's held by the red oxide primer. I've just cleaned the rust off, treated it, and then put red oxide primer on top. Now I've noticed, and I've not seen this in any other van, I've only noticed this in the Sprinter, there are 3 deep gullies in the floor. They're quite deep, they're a lot deeper than the rest. Normally they're quite even, these floors. And usually I will just put batons around the edge to support the polystyrene around the edges, and just let the polystyrene float on the floor, and then put everything on top. I've gotten away with that, it's been fine. But because of these 3 ridges, what I'm going to do is actually put batons down the length as well, just to give it that little bit of extra support. Now because these gullies are deeper than the rest, I've chosen this. And these, this is rough sawn timber from B&Q, and it's 25mm by 30mm. Now my polystyrene is 25mm, so if I have it laying flat like that, it will be the perfect height for the polystyrene. But because of these deep gullies, what I'm going to do is flip it that way up, and that'll give me that little bit of extra height for the deeper gullies. Does that make any sense? So yeah, so I'm going to have 3 pieces laying that way, and all around the edges laying that way. Fingers crossed that'll give me a nice level floor. Let's see, shall we? So marking this out is a little bit tricky. I've got my Sharpie, and I've laid a piece of timber on top of the timber. Let's start that again. I've laid the piece of timber down, then put my polystyrene on top, and then laid another piece of timber on top of the polystyrene to use as a guide. So using my Sharpie, I'm now going to make a line all the way down now, as far as I can. And then jump inside, do it from the other end. Should be about right, I think. friends, now all I need to do is cut down that line, and hopefully that piece of polystyrene will fit roughly in that gap. Right. Let's see, shall we? Around the other side. Let's move this door out of the way. Do it a lot easier. Yeah. I think that'll be alright. It's a little bit higher, but it will squash down as I walk on it, so that's good enough for me. And for the next section, do exactly the same thing again. I've got a bit of timber on the floor underneath, and that goes all the way up. Another bit of timber on top, sandwiching the polystyrene in between. And yeah, my Sharpie, same thing again. Remember to do it down this edge. I think, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. So do that again, go around the other side. Nice new blade as well for this, so it's nice and sharp. Voila. Right, I'm going to carry on doing the rest of this, and did my fan just move? And I think I forgot to put the handbrake on. Good job it's auto. Right, so I'm going to carry on doing the rest of this and I'll show you what it looks like when I've done it. I thought I'd quickly show you how I'm doing this because it may interest some people. I lay the polystyrene up against the side of the van using my original flooring to mark out where the wheel arch will is got to go. And now I know when I cut that out, it's going to fit against my wheel arch. Don't forget the corners. The corners cut off like that. Simple as that, really. Just thought I'd share that with you. So there you are. This is what it looks like. I'm quite pleased with that. It's turned out quite well. All the edges are now protected on the step as well. I'll put batons across the edges, down the middle. That should support my floor quite well. So I'll need to glue these wooden batons down to the floor and then put my original floor back on and then screw that to the wooden batons. Yeah, makes sense. Right, so now I've got to take all this out again and glue it all down. Now the underside of the original flooring has got like this, it's like a tar impregnated material. It's like a felt, but it's got like tar in it. So I'm just removing that because basically it's horrible. It comes off quite easily. It's only stapled on. I've done one bit already, but it's really heavy as well. And because of the weight of it, yeah, it does make a difference. So I'm going to get all this off, then remove all these staples afterwards, and give this a real good wipe down and a nice clean before I put it back in the van. It's quite nasty stuff, but I suppose it served its purpose. But we don't need it anymore because we've got a nice fresh polystyrene. Just yank this off there. And look at that, that's pretty grim. Get the camera to see that. Now I've got all that off, I'll simply get my old trusty pliers and pull out all the staples. But I'm not going to film me doing that. But once I've got all the staples out, I'll get my campervan broom. Now this is a little hack. If you've got a camper, get a standard broom and just cut it in half. That's all you need. Once I've done all the staples out, see, I'll just sweep all this off. And once that's all swept off, it's just a matter of putting it back in the van. So now I've got all the tar off. Well, it's not tar, it's like a tar material. I'll simply sweep it all off. There's quite a bit of grit on here, like sand and stuff. So now that's all clean. Well, it's a bit stained, but I'm not worried about that because that's the underside, so it doesn't really matter. So now I've done all that, it's nice and clean-ish. I've just got to put it back in the van. Somehow. Without damaging the polystyrene. It's a big old lump, isn't it? This stuff's quite heavy. It's quite heavy because it's made of this hardwood laminated plywood stuff. So that's why I'm going to keep it, because it is really hard. It's quality stuff after all. And that is my floor laid. So now I'm just going to wait for that glue to dry. I'll probably leave it overnight, and then I'll screw that floor down to them batons. There you go, that was easy, wasn't it? So that's my floor insulated and kind of laid. So if you like this video, please do give me the thumbs up. Don't forget, if you are new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. That way you won't miss me turn this Mercedes Sprinter into an off-grid, go anywhere, sleep absolutely anywhere camper van. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.